Hey everyone, and welcome back to VFXY once again. So in today's video we are going to see a very interesting topic which will be inside After Effects. So today we are going to see how we can use ACE's workflow inside After Effects. It's a requested topic, so I'm going to cover this today. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So as you can see over here, I am having my After Effects setup and I have imported few images. But first thing first, this is not a passes compositing video. If you want, I can make a passes compositing video, but I'll show you a very basic A plus B kind of stuff inside After Effects. But mainly we are going to focus on ACE's workflow. Okay, so we need to set two things, like we need to set our After Effects for ACE's workflow and we need to set our imports or files to be used in ACE's workflow, right? So first let's start with the setting up our After Effects. So I'll go to File and I'll go to Project Setting. By the way, I'm using After Effects 2025. In project setting, I'll go to color tab and it will be on Adobe Color Manage. So what you have to do, you have to just go over here and you need to select to OCIO Color Manage. First thing first, you need to do this and hit OK. Now you'll have an option to choose what kind of ACEs you're going to use. I'll recommend right now use ACEs 1.2. Apart from that, if your bit depth is on 8-bit, I'll recommend you to use 32-bit per channel float, and 3D LUT interpolation should be on trilinear. Most important thing, working color space should be ACEs CG because you are going to import renders from Maya or any 3D application. If needed, I can change it later on. But for now, I'm going to use ACEs CG and display color space. Display color space means what kind of output transform you want, like how your work is going to look on monitor. So basically, display color space will be for your monitor. You can use sRGB. If you have monitor which supports Rec 709, you can go use Rec 709 or ACES 2020, Rec 2020, you can use it. But for now, I'm going to use ACES sRGB. After setting everything, I'm going to hit OK. And now your After Effects is ready for ACES workflow, right? But here is the thing. You need to set your imports for ACES workflow as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just select my EXR, which is this, and I'm going to right click, interpret footage, main. This is a CG render. So I'll go over here and I'll make sure I am using ACES CG, right? So I'm going to use ACES CG since it's 3D render. I render it so I know what color space I'm having or input transform I'm having. But here is the thing. If I'm going to use my background, if you can see over here in thumbnail, and if I'm going to double click it, it's not looking the way it was. So if I have to show you, now you can see there is a huge difference between what I'm having and what I am seeing on my After Effects interface, right? So I need to fix it. If you are importing any PNG or JPG or simple MOV, what you have to do, just you have to go to right click, interpret footage, main. Same way, I'm going to color, and this time I'm not going to use default ACES this thing. Either I can use color picking sRGB, which is now a correct thing, or I can go over here and I can use output sRGB. So these are the things which I found working pretty fine to me. But for now, I'm going to use my color picking output sRGB, right? So this will be the media color space, which is your input color transform. I'm going to use sRGB. Now it's looking pretty fine. Okay, so once this is done, what I have to do, I have to create a composition. So I'll select it and I'm going to create a new composition, right? This is again rendered from Maya and it having multiple AOVs, right? Also, I'm going over here and I'm going to drag and drop my background. Simple. Now, how we can extract our passes? This is the main question. So it's pretty simple. To do that, what I'll do, I'll go over here in effects and preset and I'll type an effect called extract. So I don't want extract keying, I want channels extractor. So I'll select and I'll drag and drop. Now I'm having all the facility to select my AOVs. So if I'll go over here, you can see I have lots of AOVs with crypto and everything, but I'm not going to use each and everything. I am only going to show you a simple way how to extract your layers. So might be I'm going over here with albedo and I'll select it, I'll hit enter and I'll name it albedo. Okay, now I want to use albedo with my ambient occlusion. So what I'll do, I'll duplicate it by hitting Control D, and again I'll name it. Naming is important. AO, and in AO layer I am going to select my ambient occlusion. This is my ambient occlusion. Remember, ambient occlusion should be multiply with albedo. So I'm going over here in modes, I'm going to multiply it. Perfect, it's all going good. Apart from that, what I want my lights to be added on top of this. So I'll duplicate it again and I'll name it, might be direct light, and I will go over here. I also having all lights separated, but in this video I'm not going to do that. Only I'm going to use my direct light. So you might be asking why it's looking too dark, because by default my layer is in multiply mode. And you have to keep it in mind that if you are using light passes, you need to plus them inside Nuke. But over here, I am not having anything called plus. So I'm going to use it on add mode. So once I'm going to use add, now my light has been added perfectly. Apart from that, I'm going to Control D and I'll name it indirect light, and I'm going to select this, and this time I'm going to use indirect light. Pretty simple. Already my light pass is on add blend mode, so you have to take care about that. Apart from that, might be I want to add my specular, so I'll Control D, I'll name it direct spec, and I'll select my direct specular and I'll add it, of course. If I want to add my indirect specular, Control D, enter indirect spec, just select my indirect spec. So this is something you can start with. Now if you are seeing I am having very bright kind of thing, so what I will do, I will go to albedo and probably I will take a node called Limitry color. You can use any color, and I'll start tweaking separate layers as well. So I'll go over here, might be in basic correction. I will reduce a little exposure, might be. Now it's taking shape, right? If I want to solo this, I can solo this. Can you see? I'm having a little albedo. Apart from that, if I can see, everything is coming with my direct light. So I'll take my direct light, and also I'll take a Limitry color, and I will go again in basic corrections, and might be this time exposure as well, little low exposure, and I can go to curves and I can create little contrast to it like this. Why not? So by doing this much, you can see how I am getting my results, right? So also I am feeling that my background is little too bright, so I will first thing first, I'll scale it like this, and also I will take Limitry color to my background. This is pretty simple, and I can go to my basic corrections and I'll lower down exposure, because I don't know why I'm feeling that my background is too bright. Okay, now if you can see, I'm having a good result. Let me clear, this is not a full-fledged passes compositing. If needed, I can do it, but you need to comment down below, right? This is just a basic introduction of ACES workflow. Okay, if you can see over here, I am having my output LUT, which is monitor LUT. This LUT has nothing to do with rendering. Keep it in mind. This is just a viewing purpose. If I'll go over here and if I'll put none, you can see this is what my linear colors are, right? So I'll go over here again, I can select my sRGB. Suppose that if you want to use your Cryptomattes, so how you can do it? It's pretty simple. I can duplicate that thing, Control D, and I can name it like Crypto, something like that, and I'll put it on normal mode. Over here, I can select something called Crypto. So this is something we are having, Cryptomatte. And I'll select and I'll drag and drop. As soon as I'm going to drag and drop, you are seeing your crypto is looking like this. Isn't it great, right? So if you're a new user, you can correlate how crypto is working over here, right? So apart from that, what I can do, I can just I can double click to select my layers. Either you want your crypto asset or crypto material. It's all up to you. You can, if you can see, I'm having crypto material, double click. I'm having crypto object, hit OK, and everything you are having over here. So might be I'm going over here, crypto asset, I'll hit this thing. Suppose that I want to control my these assets. So what I will do, I will just go over here, and if you can see, if I am selecting crypto, my cursor is little different, and if I am selecting anything, my cursor is different, right? So I'll select this, hold on and select crypto, and I'm going to select this. And if I'm going to do this, if you can see, I have my selection, and if I want to add anything in this selection, I'll hold down shift and I'll click. So my assets are selected now, and in output, rather than using colors, I'll use matte only. So this area will be restricted. So once this is done, I'm going to use a adjustment layer, and I'll name it CC, and I'll add lumetri color. So how to set up my thing? So I'll drag down my adjustment layer, and I'll keep my crypto on top, and in CC I'm going to use crypto like this. And once I'm going to use Cryptomatte as a set matte or track matte, if I'm going to change my lumetri like basic correction, and suppose that I want to do exposure, so everything is getting exposed. So what I need to change, I need to change this thing alpha. Rather than using alpha matte, I'm going to use my luminance matte, right? So once this is done, now you can see I'm having my these elements restricted, and I can work on that particular element as well. So might be I can do this, might be I can increase highlight, might be I can change blacks, something like that. I don't want to change black. Might be I can work on shadows. It might possible I can go to color wheels, and I can give a tint. You never know. Can you see that? So I can give a, might be a greenish, little greenish tint. So these kind of stuff you can do while using ACES workflow. Okay. Once your all compositing is done, now it's time to export. So let's set our render for ACES. So as I mentioned earlier that this LUT has nothing to do with exporting. To export it, I'm going over here in composition, and I'm going to add to render queue. Once you added this thing, your composition to render queue, just you have to go over here in output module, and in output module, you have to select your color. And make sure you are going to use color picking output sRGB, because I want my this output to be shown on multiple screens. So you can select sRGB. Suppose that if you want to send this data for color grading on, you can go and you can select whatever you want. But for now, I'm going to select sRGB, and I'm going to hit OK. Before hitting OK, I'll go over here. Might be I can select my folder, like I want a JPG sequence or PNG sequence, might be, and I'll hit OK. And once this is done, I'm going to hit render. And now if I'm going over here, just to show you, I'll double click, and if you can see over here, I am having my output. And if I have to compare this output with my AE file or AE screen, if you can see, I am having similar output whatever I was having on my After Effects. So I think that's it for today's video, and you guys are having a fair idea how to use ACES workflow inside After Effects. So if you think that this video is helping you, please don't forget to like this video, share this video, and if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. With this said, this is VFX5 signing off. Have a good day.